Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Today, prosecutors will reveal some of the evidence against two Riverside County parents accused of starving and holding 12 of their children captive.
Protests will continue in San Diego and across the country as the Trump administration stands by the policy that separates migrant children and parents at the border.
And vacant lots could be transformed into community hangouts. City Council helping ease the way. We're looking at what the projects could look like.
The effort underway today to make sure no child goes hungry this summer. Good morning, you guys. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Virginia Cha.
I'm Jason Martinez. A busy Wednesday. Let's start with traffic this morning. Kalina Strinos, the 15 is a mess.
It really is a mess. You can see it here. I wanted to pinpoint where it was exactly. So it's southbound side of the 15, right at Miramar Way. We have the carpool and the left lane blocked off, and we have live pictures right now from Caltrans, from our 10 News Breaking News Tracker, and Sky 10 over the area. So this is our Caltrans camera. You can see traffic building on the northbound side. If you're going to be traveling southbound and you usually take the carpool lanes here, they're actually taking you off and not letting you do that, putting you back on Miramar Road. So just keep that in mind as you head out. Northbound side is also impacted. This is the traffic here, very slow. If we go out to our 10 News Breaking News Tracker, you'll see the activity here. We have, gosh, I want to say I counted about 6 CHP cars out there. The fire department's out there as well. We have an ambulance on scene. Actually saw the paramedics rescue someone from inside of one of the cars involved here as well. This is Sky 10 over the area. You can see the truck there, that front end completely off. The other car looks like it's kind of wedged there as well. The barrier here also was smashed in, so I just talked to CHP. They're actually going to have to call Caltrans over to make the repairs on that barrier, and they are possibly shutting down the fast track lanes here as well. So this still isn't a SIG alert yet. I've been communicating with CHP. I'll let you know as soon as that happens, but again, this is really going to slow down your commute back up here from about the 56. Guys?
Yeah, it's a big backup. As you're heading out this morning, we're blanketed with those marine layer clouds as we look towards Del Mar, the San Diego County Fair going on today, back open 11 a.m. El Cajon, as we look from above, you can see the marine layer clouds blanketing us down below. And Ramona, for the last hour and a half, 2 hours now, visibility has been pretty bad. Right now, we have a big old goose egg as far as miles of visibility go. Patchy fog in Escondido and Poway as well. Visibility about 3 to 5.5 miles, but there may be a few pockets between our reporting stations where the fog gets a little bit worse. We'll see coastal clearing into the afternoon, 72 degrees here. Some coastal areas may take a little bit longer than others. Most inland neighborhoods will clear up by mid to late morning in the mid-80s today. I will have a look at your fair forecast when I come back in just 7 minutes. Jason?
Thank you very much, Megan. And the parents accused of holding their 12 children captive in their Southern California home will be in court today.
10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live outside the courthouse in Riverside. Mimi, we do expect to learn some new details about this case today.
Virginia, Jason, the Turpin's preliminary hearing will begin today, and this is when we will start to hear about more details about the alleged abuse that went on for several years. The judge will hear from law enforcement officers, from witnesses, and at the very end of this hearing, he will decide if there is enough evidence against David and Louise Turpin for them to stand trial. And we do have some video to show you. The couple is accused of torturing 12 of their 13 children. They range in age from 2 to 29 years old. Police found some of them shackled, starved, and dirty in what they called one of the most horrific child abuse cases they've seen. Prosecutors say the parents denied their kids food, shackled them as punishment, and didn't allow them to shower on a regular basis. Most were homeschooled, allowed to write in notebooks, but denied toys and other forms of entertainment. Now, back in January, the Turpin's 17-year-old daughter managed to escape from the home on Muirwoods Road in Paris, California. She called 911 and told authorities her siblings were still being held captive by her parents. Because the girl was so malnourished, officers believed she was only 10 years old. The Turpin's oldest daughter, 29 at the time, weighed only 82 pounds. And while investigating, authorities found the Turpin's home in horrific conditions, reeking of human waste. So together, the parents actually face 92 felony charges. They have pleaded not guilty to those charges of child abuse, child endangerment, all of those. And so today we will hear more about that. The preliminary hearing begins at 8:30 this morning. We'll bring you more as we continue to learn more. For now, we're live in Riverside. Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. Now to this developing story. San Diegans continue to react to the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy, which has been separating children from their migrant families at the border.
And people lit up the sign behind us there above the 8 freeway last night. And today, local clergy will be asking to visit a detention center in El Cajon. People who visited last night say the policy is cruel to children.
I can't even understand why we're doing this and how it could be affecting the children. They have no clue. They're innocent in this, and they don't have a voice. And I mean, I need to say something.
So President Trump met with Republican lawmakers yesterday, some of whom are floating bills to end the policy.
The immigration system, it's been a really bad system, probably the worst anywhere in the world. We're going to try and see if we can fix it.
Sources say Trump told The Room his daughter Ivanka urged him to end the policy, but right now he's not reversing it. Other administration officials say it's supposed to act as a deterrent to asylum seekers or illegal immigrants.
Meanwhile, the governors of at least 8 states are protesting the separation of families by pulling plans to put National Guard troops at the border. At this point, our governor is not one of them. So the governors of Maryland and Massachusetts, both Republicans, have reversed decisions to deploy the National Guard to the U.S.-Mexico border. The other governors protesting are Democrats. Now, 10 News reached out to Governor Jerry Brown's office to see if California has any plans to pull Guard troops. In a statement, they reiterated that the mission of those troops, quote, will not be enforcing federal immigration laws. If anything changes, we'll send a notification on our free 10 News app. You can also find much more background information there on the zero-tolerance policy. Renee?
Yeah, Virginia, police are looking for help locating this missing man. Let me give you a look at him right here. This is Joseph Sardina, and he went missing about 6:30 last night from the Easy 8 Motel. This is on Pacific Highway. You can see just north of the Midway District. Now, he's got Alzheimer's, and police say he's 64. He often walks his black pit bull on Pacific Highway. He's about 5'10", 205 pounds. If you know anything, if you've seen this man, please call the San Diego police. Guys, back to you.
Now, a 10 News Morning Original. New reporting first at 6.
You could be seeing more pop-up parks, markets, and other pop-ups in San Diego thanks to a new measure passed by the City Council. 10 News reporter Jared Aarons live in City Heights. So Jared, community groups already have some big plans for some of these small spaces.
Yeah, some of them are already in place, Virginia, like this one, Fair at 44th. This is on Fairmont and El Cajon Boulevard in City Heights, and you can see they've taken this otherwise empty lot and turned it into a cool park. It's got picnic benches and planters, a gathering area, even some buildings and a coffee shop. And city leaders now want to see projects like this happen all over San Diego.
We met one of my best friends here.
Joyce Hartshorn comes to Courtyard every day.
We moved here in February from Chicago that doesn't have anything like this.
She brings her dogs, Tasha and Uriana, to the dog park and comes down with her husband when he's done with work.
There's some nice concerts that me and my husband come here to on Friday nights occasionally.
The pop-up event space is the most elaborate example of placemaking, turning rundown areas into temporary hotspots.
Ultimately, it's an open space to bring out what people want to see happen.
Groups in City Heights have also taken to the idea. Pop-Up 15 turned an empty street corner into a community asset.
We leveled it off, we put pavers, we put shade sails. These are all like the ingredients to creating good spaces.
Now with the blueprint established, the City Council is making it easier to get projects like this off the ground, no matter the scale.
Things like installing decorative lighting in the trees, or installing a bench, or a creatively painted recycling bin or trash can, or a mural in the middle of an intersection.
It's also cheaper. Before, permits for placemaking projects could cost up to $30,000. Now they're less than $2 grand, a way for the city to remove blight and build community.
I think it's very important that we see more people and activity in our public realms.
Now, it doesn't have to be for huge projects like this one. It can be something as simple as adding a bench to a city sidewalk, or even putting some nice lights up on a tree in an easement property. The new permits go into effect starting July 1st. Live in City Heights, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. So 10 News wants to help you make it in San Diego, and that's why we're focusing a lot of our attention on our housing crisis.
Yeah, so last night we told you about neighbors in Encinitas worried about certain parts of more affordable housing. Many of you shared your feelings with us on Facebook after seeing that story. Julie, for example, wrote saying, everybody wants a solution, as long as it's not in their neighborhood. That's what many of you told us when we covered similar stories. Now, here's what's unique about the Encinitas story from last night. The developer is the one who wants to change the proposed plan from 9 units to 150. It's that possible big jump that has some worried about overcrowding and talking at the city council meeting tonight.
This is a very small street. It's a dead end. It's all residential going south. There's no mixed use here. It's just homes, single family homes.
That kind of growth is another reason why we started our series, Making It in San Diego. More people can mean less space and more traffic, but we're here to try to help you find solutions for all of this. You can see what we have covered so far by going to 10news.com right to the homepage. And we'd also like to know what you are struggling with these days, so we can try to help you find ways to make it in our great city. Send us an email to tips@10news.com, or you can message us on Facebook at facebook.com/ABC10news.
San Diego Unified School District is kicking off its Summer Fun Cafe season with a free barbecue today. Summer Fun Cafe provides free meals for students while school is out. The school district partners with multiple organizations to provide these meals, which they say are so important for students. Many count on school as their main food source. So the barbecue is at 10:30 this morning at the Skyline Hills Park and Rec Center. Kalina.
Jason, so I've been tracking this problem on the 15 freeway heading southbound, and we just got word that it is now a SIG alert. So if you're going to be traveling here southbound 15, you will see lots of activity. Carpool and left lane blocked off on the southbound side, but if we go out to Sky 10, we have Sky 10, we have our 10 News Breaking News tracker out here. You'll see what's happening. So tow truck on scene, that truck involved, you can see the front end completely smashed. You can see that other car kind of wedged in there. And if you look there, you can see the barrier kind of dented as well. So Caltrans is going to have to come out and fix that. But we also have additional closures for you. So if we want to go out to our 10 News Breaking News tracker so you can see some of the backup there. They're also closing off right now the northbound side of the 15, those carpool lanes. And they've also closed off the 163 northbound carpool lanes to the 52. So if you take any of this, plan ahead. You might want to access the 5 freeway to avoid this SIG alert. Guys?
Yeah, it's pretty messy out there and cloudy as well, but we will see those clouds breaking apart as we head into the afternoon. And if you're headed out to the San Diego County Fair, gates open at 11 a.m., 66 degrees then, about 70 this afternoon. And we may see some stubborn clouds linger at a few coastal areas into the afternoon, but most of us clearing out by about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. Temperatures generally in the 70s up and down our coastline, mostly 80s for our inland neighborhoods, though Lemon Grove at 76, the same in San Marcos. I'm tracking the warmer weather as we welcome summer this week in about 8 minutes. Jason?
New surveillance video showing a car smashing into a South Bay donut shop. See how a Good Samaritan jumped into action.
An all-out brawl at a kids' softball tournament. Parents shocked as other parents threw punches in front of the children.